Hey everyone, it's Kai from Kool Collectibles back again for another review. This time it's the Kotobukiya Street Fighter Bishoujo Poison statue. To get into this new Street Fighter line, click the link in the description below to head on over to Big Bad Toy Store. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, so ever since they introduced Poison into the Street Fighter 4 lineup of characters, I've always wanted her in this Bishoujo line because she is definitely one of the sexiest characters in the female lineup. And they definitely have done her justice in this particular statue. There's the original concept art by Chun-Li and it is pretty damn awesome. There is a bit of a blurb here, I for one had no idea that there was this whole sort of controversy, if you want to call it that, about her being, I don't know if it's a transgender or a transvestite or something, but apparently in some of the I think the original source material, she might have been male and then turned into a female or something along those lines. But for me, I'll try and keep it in my mind that she's a female character and not transgender or anything like that. But we'll have to see what you fans think. So if you have any thoughts on it, comment below in the section below. But she does look pretty damn awesome in that window box. But I'll crack her open and give you a closer look. Alright, so here she is out of the packaging, and yes, she is definitely the sexiest and most gorgeous Street Fighter statue that they've done in this Bishoujo line so far, and probably the sexiest and most risque statue in the Bishoujo line that I've seen so far in any of their Marvel, DC, comics and Street Fighter lines. So definitely get this if you're into this. I'll just go through some of the details now. I do have her set up with the handcuffs here. So out of the box, she does come with this hand, and the handcuffs, there is a little, if I just take that off, there is a little nodge there that you put into a small hole in her fingertip, and that sort of allows it to stay in place. But I probably won't display it like that. I'll definitely use the swap out hand for the riding whip. I think she uses this mostly in the game. And I think it just makes her look a little bit more menacing with that whip, and you just swap it out by pulling off that hand and putting that in there. So if it's a bit tight, just use the old hot water or hairdryer trick, and the swap out is pretty easy. But the other details on the figure, overall it's just an amazing sculpt. There is I think they're metal. I'm not sure about the ones up here. They look molded in, but the ones on the belt here are loose, and they're the same sort of material as the handcuffs. So I'm not sure if they're completely metal, but they could be. So just a nice little touch to add to the figure there. But the sculpting on the hair is definitely a highlight. I love how it sort of flares out everywhere, and all of these are slightly soft, so there's no real risk of breakage, but I guess always be careful with those sharper tips in case you chip them off. But I love that sculpting and how it sort of balloons out. It doesn't seem to have the sort of gradual translucency of some of the other figures with hair, like a Mara Jade, for example. It would have been nice if they had a bit of transparency and some of that sort of look to it, but overall the light purple there is still pretty nice. The face sculpt, as always, is gorgeous, and overall, because there is so much skin showing on this particular statue, the skin texture and so on is Bishoujo at its best. The Wonder Woman statue that I got recently wasn't as good, and this one is definitely much more sort of lifelike, if you want to call it that, with that trademark sort of translucency, almost pearl-like look to the skin texture. The eyes and the lips are done beautifully well as well. So there's no, for this one, the paint application overall in its sharpness and detail and sort of shading is probably one of the best that I've seen, and is definitely the best in the Street Fighter line for me. The skin has all the sort of darker sort of tones and outlines to sort of set off the mold, and also the texturing in the jeans, or what do they call them in America, the Daisy Dukes or something. They look very nice, and the molding in the tears there look quite nice. If I can actually get it to focus again. So overall, it's just an amazing statue. I love the collar around her neck there and all the details on the studs. Of course, there's the fan service for the cleavage, so you get a bit of side boob action and a bit of action from the top, and of course you also get the action from the back there. So she's got details everywhere that fans would like, and even the shoes. I love the way they've used the high gloss red to really set off the stilettos there. I guess the only nitpick that I can probably have on this particular piece is, for whatever reason, they went with white coloured base sort of stability bits there. In all the other statues that I've seen, they've used clear translucent plastic just like the base, and so it sort of hides that a lot better than the sort of white coloured ones. So I'm not sure why they've done that and didn't use translucent plastic, because I guess that sort of sets off and sort of ruins the sort of look of the statue for me for a little bit down the bottom there. But everywhere else, just the detailing, the molding, the paint application is just outstanding. You could look at this from sort of any angle, and it just looks amazing. So I'll grab the others in the Street Fighter line and give you guys a look at all of them together. Hold on. Alright, so here are all the Bishoujo Street Fighter statues to date, and together they do look pretty damn amazing. So the most recent one was Sakura, I think, and prior to that was Jury here. So I guess when you look at them together, it is a little disappointing that they seem to be getting larger in scale slightly. So Jury and Poison in particular are larger than Cammy and Chun-Li, which came out first. So, and I've noticed that in some of their other lines as well, with DC and the Marvel ones. So I wish they would keep to a consistent scale, just for display purposes. But I guess if you have the smaller ones at the front and the larger ones at the back, they probably won't be too noticeable. But as you can see, Poison is definitely the one that shows the most skin, and is definitely the most sexiest out of the lot so far. They do have Ibuki coming up next. So I'm not sure when that's coming out in 2016, probably in the first quarter or two. And I'm not sure, they haven't teased anything else beyond that. But there are a few more female characters out of Street Fighter 4. Rose, Makuto, I think her name is, or Makuta, something like that. There's also Elena, and she's probably showing a bit of skin as well. So, and there are a few characters out of Street Fighter 5, like Micro, I think, that fans definitely want in this sort of Bishoujo line. So there's definitely a lot of source material for them to choose from. So hopefully they continue to come out with these Street Fighter characters. So hopefully you like that quick look at Poison. She's definitely worth getting if you're into Bishoujo and Street Fighter, and they do look pretty amazing together. So hopefully you can click that subscribe button. I do have a little look at what I have coming up next in reviews or my videos. I've got this light setup by, I got this from Sames Lights and Decals. I think they come out of Hong Kong. So I'll be setting that up in one of these two Detolfs. Hopefully you can stick around for how I go about doing that. I probably won't have it fully set up, but it will give you an idea on how you can cable it up and put it up in your Detolfs. And I will be doing an end of year collection video as well. As I was mentioning before, I do have that new cabinet there that I've set up with all my Star Wars now, and all the other sort of figures from the DX line and so on are in that particular Detolf with all my MP Transformers. So hopefully you can stick around for that end of year collection video as well. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.